Good evening, that's better. And welcome back to... Ben hasn't remembered how all this is meant to work and has forgotten to finish starting up CK2. So yes, as I recall, a fortnight or so ago, I was somewhere in Jerusalem, yes, having just successfully taken some land off Africa. Nice one, Ben. Queen Answer, who is not the world's most foremost military genius, has she just come to the throne? So she came to the throne a few months ago, yes, and has not yet gone to war with anyone. So Simon says, I was going to say, well done, your audible first try, except the silence beforehand hints that maybe that wasn't the first try. I mean, it was almost the first try. I knew it wasn't going to work. But I did still say good morning before changing the settings. Good evening before changing the settings. So, yes, Answer has fairly recently come to the throne, is not the great military genius that her mother and grandmother and I think great-grandmother were. So her mother was Answer the Lionheart, martial score 27 at her death. Her grandmother was Gerhild the Sword of God, martial skill 27 at her death. And I think that's like after she'd lost all of her artifacts. Her grandmother was Adalberta the Sword of Jesus, martial score 29 at her death. I mean, yeah, her great-grandmother was Adalberta Sword of Jesus, 29 martial at her death. She did not get that from either of her parents. So, yes, I'm now going to have to work out how one plays as someone who isn't a military genius. Happily, she's someone who isn't a military genius who still controls a pretty large chunk of the Middle East, and who now doesn't have a truce with anyone. Possibly first we should. So I've clearly tidied up a bit. She's under her domain limit and under her vassal limit. She only holds a single kingdom, and it's under primogeniture, which means that the heir to Jerusalem is Elbira. Elbira is 13 years old, betrothed to a genius, I think, yes, and being tutored by Queen Answer herself. Queen Answer, for all that she is not like the world's foremost military genius, does still have a martial score of 18 and is a brilliant strategist. So, like, it's not like she's a bad person to be tutoring her daughter. So, the second in line is Princess Mayor, Answer's sister, who for some reason always wears a military helmet. We don't quite know why. Like, she's not currently leading troops. Her martial score is only 12. She is in fact an amateurish plotter, but for some reason she always wears a military helmet and has done since she was like 16.
Honestly, just don't know what's cool.
No, it just looks silly when she was 16 because she was too skinny for it then. She has at least fixed that, but still. Queen Answer looks much better in that crown. So yes, Elbira will presumably have children in due course. We might want to think about. So after is then right? Yes. So then Belaskita and Munio are my nephew and niece, who are the next in line. Possibly we should look at who's tutoring them, like just in case. Oh, those might be entertaining. They'll do. Right. So, who are our potential targets if we are trying, as we are, to form an empire of Outremer? And why do I keep not being able to hold feasts? I should look up why under what circumstances feasts are allowed. Or maybe someone else should. So, yes, we need to control the whole region of the Near East, which includes this bit, it includes this bit, it includes this bit, it includes all of this bit, and I can't quite remember what's going on up here. So, I think I don't know who we attack first. Like, there's an argument for attacking. I mean, Africa, we're going to need a couple of wars maybe to get each of those counties, unless we can come up with a way to get them both at once. We don't want Man yet because we don't really want a third great work.
So the feast criteria.
Yes.
I think you've got to have positive gold, which you've got. You must not be at war nor a prisoner. You must not be a republic. You must be Christian, Israelite, or Mazdan. Must not be holding a feast already. Must have at least one vassal. Month must be at least November. 25 gold and 100 prestige.
Yeah. I think I satisfy all of those. But hold a feast is not on my list of available decisions. Bonk the reset decision importance button. Not that that's going to make any difference because I barely touched them. No, I apparently can't hold feasts nonetheless. It is even November.
Just check your religion.
Catholic, brackets Christian.
Okay, yes, okay, good, right,
No secret religion, nothing weird going on there.
right.
My husband's Catholic too.
You're not a republic, you're a monarchy.
Yep.
Is there a feast going on already?
Well, I'm not holding it.
You've got 100 prestige, yes.
1400, yes, which is not enough to found Outremer, but yeah, everything seems to be satisfied. Oh well, it's not a. If it is Friday, I'll wait a day. Still no option for holding a feast. It's fine. Feasts aren't desperately important to me, even if they're important to David. So yes. So I think we probably don't want to attack Africa right now. Though he is continuing to try to expand into Africa. Alaric is not very happy with us, possibly because he would like Sinai back. Ha. Not getting it. So yes, our possible targets are Africa, the Byzantine Empire, 29k troops currently engaged in a holy war. He's got 38k troops, and of course the Najidids, who are in decline rather and only have 13k troops and are currently defending against a holy war. So yes, and I've got 36,000 troops. I mean, kind of the Byzantine Empire seems about the right size at the moment. Africa seems a bit scary, unless we can like distract them, get them distracted by someone else, or get ourselves an alliance. I suppose I should wander around. Have I got anyone I've got convenient marriage ties with? The Duchess of Palmyra. Have I got any? I'm it's mostly only your own children and grandchildren you can marry off for alliances, and we're a bit short of those. Like we have Elbira already betrothed and Mencia already betrothed to a Prince of Italia. Let's just check if Italia will give us an alliance, but I bet they won't. I'm interested to note Italia currently seems to be suffering from revolt, but it's not like we want any of their territory. No, political concerns. They think they can take part of Jerusalem, the fools. So yes, I think my inclination is to... I've got a useful claim on that Beroea, haven't I? Okay, it looks like I currently have 2 unlanded claimants on Beroea. Thomas Paflagon, who is 66, and Maurikios Paflagon, who is 42 but has no children. I think it might be preferable to go for the for Thomas, even though there's a slight danger he's going to die. Maurikios isn't even married. Perhaps we should arrange that. I haven't got many convenient courtiers. Tomasa's a bit old, so it probably has to be one of these 2. Neither of them's very interesting. Right. So yes, I assume these guys aren't like in a defensive pact against me or anything. No. Are the Najidids? Because that might be an excuse for a reason to go after the Najidids if they're not in a defensive pact, because as my threat increases, they'll be more likely to enter it. Yeah, maybe let's go for a quick Najidid war first. Simply for
tactical reasons.
Simply because I don't think we'll push anyone else into the defensive pact by taking territory off the Najidids other than the Najidids themselves. I think we should get Mudar because it's just ugly that that's still not ours. Right.
As much as you can possibly war off them. That's a long time, but
It's basically 1 duchy at a time, and they've got about 4 duchies left that I need. Maybe, no, they've got 3 duchies left that I need, I think. Well, 2.5, but we have to treat that as 3. Right, so the Najidids have currently only 13,000 troops. So, like, in theory, you might get away with not raising everyone, but I think it might be better. I suppose if I save my domain, they tend to recharge a bit slowly. Vassal levies should be enough. I think since we're going after the Najids, let's just send this lot in to besiege a convenient Najidid county, even if it's not the optimal one. Since I tried to make Najidid puns into titles for a while, I don't think I can really complain if other people do.
Also, expecting any of us to resist it is irrational, illogical, extremely unlikely, etc. You'd be Najid if you did, etc.
Ah! The bastards have excommunicated me.
Oh,
I mean, I appreciate that this is one of my few characters who hasn't just won a crusade.
who's it? Me?
The Duke of Ascalon has got me excommunicated.
What? Why? What have you done? I mean, other than you annoyed him in some way.
Being female. No, being female had a daughter. Not been on the throne for very long. High crown authority. Arbitrary, gluttonous, foreigner, and now excommunicated.
Right. Maybe you should put your Chancellor on cheering him up, and also find the "Excuse me, Mr. Pope, please can I be readmitted" button.
My Chancellor is currently busy cheering someone else up and can't be moved. But sorry. Yeah. It's just a question of being nice about the being nice to the Pope.
Giving him some money, and if you don't have papal investiture, allowing papal investiture or something.
I can scarcely believe it, but everyone agrees that my health has actually improved since I started to eat more. Perhaps my body simply needs more food to work properly. I feel great. Gain 0.25 health. Possibly I shouldn't be leading army. Oh no, I've got Marshal 18. That's not actually bad, especially with the bonuses you get for being the ruler.
Yeah, and also it will allow you to acquire more martial traits, which will boost your martial score, etc., and make you a better leader of armies. The virtuous circle.
So yes, he won't lift my excommunication because I must repent of my not very well defined sins. I do have free investiture, which is slightly pissing off the Pope, but mostly I have not repented of my sins. Presumably I have an issue declaration of repentance.
Probably.
Well, let's finish this holy war first. Maybe the Pope will like me more once I've just won a holy war. Thrashing the infidel seems like a pretty good way to demonstrate your repentance for whatever it was that we've done. I mean, to be fair, she probably did plenty of things while I wasn't playing as her.
It's true.
Peasants have revolted in Tiana. That's nice. I don't really want Tiana anyway. Right, we have a new Duke of Tripoli, apparently. He also doesn't much like me. Partly because I've been excommunicated. There's now a somewhat dangerous independence faction.
Can you send the Pope an alcohol gift?
Probably, yes.
Because I think if you send the Pope an alcohol gift now, that will also help with the softening up process. Along with, then issuing a declaration of repentance and stuff.
That will only get us 12 months, so maybe... I suppose then we can send him another one, because... Yes. Right. Right, up to -30 rather than -40. Like, the Pope dislikes me because I eat too much. He actually specifically dislikes me because I'm a woman who eats too much. Right, you're meant to be celibate Pope. You shouldn't be taking that kind of thing into account. Anyway, we are slowly besieging things nonetheless. Right, slightly more piety. Bahrain has been converted. Can't pull him out of there because as soon as I can, I will send him to the Pope. I think my court chaplain with 24 learning ought to be able to comprehensively explain to the Pope why he was wrong to excommunicate me.
I'm not sure they can do that though, can they?
There's an improve religious opinion or something button. Improve religious relations.
Right, yes.
Especially useful towards the head of a religion.
Right, yes.
My daughter Mencia is just not exerting herself in her studies. I'm starting to despair. Do I decide that she's just dense? She's my second daughter, I think. Quite complicated. Let me look. Yes, she's the younger daughter. So we can declaring her to be just dense will gain her slothful but make her happy. We might be able to beat the sloth out of her. We might be able to talk to her, which might even get her to be diligent. Or we can pray for her, which gains us some piety, but is unlikely to actually help. I don't think 5 points of piety is a great win, so I will talk to her about diligence. Oh, I've turned her diligent. Excellent. So what are we doing? Yes, we're still trying to get our armies into vaguely the right places. Are we running out of? Oh dear, that place has rather tight supply limits. $8.71,000, right? And everyone's. Let's dump you lot into there then. Drop that lot down to about there. Send the rest into there. You lot similarly can head over there instead.
This reminds me of some of the more tedious bits of faffing I had to do around the eastern end of the map while trying to fight China. troops into as few counties as possible while not suffering horrendous attrition. So, wow, Stokes.
Right, we have another person in the Holy War, but they're tiny and feeble. Now, I'm finding it quite hard to select only the correct armies here. There. Better. Radbot is not a siege leader. Let's stick a siege leader in that one. Now I've lost my siege leader in this one because I was not organised. Let's stick Faddle in there. Why is Faddle so pissed off with me?
You've just been excommunicated?
Well, I mean, everyone's pissed off with me because I've been excommunicated, yes. Oh, he's just and I'm irritatingly arbitrary. Right, are any of my council available yet? No. Well, except for my marshals, who should probably actually be out leading troops. Well, he can be leading troops once we find some enemy troops.
Unless he's a siege leader, in which case he should be a siege
No, he is not a siege leader. He's not even a genius strategist or whatever it is. He's only a skilled tactician. He just has a base marshal of 11 and is a crusader. So that's a useful enemy army. And they are heading north. Excellent. Let's redirect that one to there then. Now yeah, I could do with sticking my... oh no, that's my territory now. I don't need to worry about spying on Baghdad.
No. Well, unless there's a duke there that you need to know about.
You have a new Count Diogenes of Erbil. That's nice. He is also quite grumpy because excommunicated.
And also short reign penalty, blah blah blah.
So are these guys actually coming to say hello? That would be nice. We'll start dealing with the factions once we... oh right, all of my council are now available. So, Spymaster, you should go and scheme in... Baghdad, probably. In Baghdad. See, I do need to send my spymaster to Baghdad.
What's happening there?
That's the largest member of the independence faction.
Right, okay, that's a good reason to send him there, yes.
Where is the Pope?
Probably not in Rome.
The Pope is in Liège.
Not even in Avignon.
So let's send our court chaplain to improve religious relations in Avignon. Not Avignon, Liège. Right, I should set that one up, that army up. My Chancellor should probably go. Oh, was it Antioch, the guy who got me excommunicated? I think it was.
Yes.
No, Antioch's Duchess Adelheid. It wasn't Adelheid. It was the other one. Ascalon.
Yeah. Double check by checking who's there.
Oops, well, I've sent him there now. Duke Verimondo of Ascalon sounds familiar. Those arms look familiar too. Anyway, probably good to improve people's opinion of me in general. Don't think there's much for my steward to do. I think he can carry on researching economy tech, and let's detach my marshal so that he can lead this army. I'll stick myself on a flank for amusement value. We have a slight numerical advantage. Feel it might be worth pulling a small army off just to give us some reinforcements. Yeah, they've changed their mind, bastards. In that case, let's have that army stay still, or do we just go and hit them? It's desert, they don't get much benefit. Let's bring the reinforcements in actually, and then go and hit them. Oh, we've got a load of prisoners, it looks like. Far too many prisoners. Yes, that doesn't seem to have made any difference to my war score, so I can just ransom all of them very slowly. Or at least most of them. I just did.
Okay, good, right. I was looking the wrong way. But yeah, otherwise, as long as there's no one specific, it's perfectly safe to let them go and convert them into cash. One by one, in alphabetical order.
That's nice. I don't think he's of any use to us. Right. One prisoner ransomed. Damn your seventh grandfather. I'll accept paying your ransom. I mean, it's only 10 gold per person, but there were like 20 of them, so it's still pretty good, decent money. I think he means seventh in the upwards direction. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is someone like Duke Adelhard of Franconia?
At least that's one of your several grandfathers. 7 grandfathers.
Well, Adelheid seems to be adequate in the field. Okay, we've captured the Sultan.
Good. Hooray. The war is over.
Well, I mean, we can still keep on ransoming people before we win the war. Dismiss all the armies, ransom everyone, and then finish the war.
That's true. And then declare the next war. But then maybe see if you can buy an
Yeah, I think now that would then be a good time.
before you start the next war.
I can't ransom the Sultan because presumably he doesn't have enough money to pay his own ransom.
This is often the case.
So I can't accidentally...
War.
Yes, it would be embarrassing to do that by accident, but it looks like I can't.
What was Asti doing?
State kettle, restart, everything.
Yes, or I can either both speakers and headphone, or neither when it's plugged in. Hence the occasional. As I keep trying to get the sound of the headphones. Now I've got headphones. If I then change my power control.
Oh yes, we've got those armies down there as well, haven't we? They can go home too. This is ransom Susan. Yeah, I don't know why you want to kill him, but get on with it. Various non-aggression pacts and people we've imprisoned.
Have you now released all your armies?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's the note?
Yes, I think I have. Someone is still trying to besiege me, but it's not going to make any difference. There is a man I need to arrest and another I want to assassinate. My spy master, Count Athelstan, could either help with the arrest or the assassination, but not both. All right, but this is only... This just gives me random increase in plot power or arrest chance. I mean, I don't know that either of them is likely to be useful. Maybe I'm going to need to arrest someone soon. Let's put it on that one. I think I'm still waiting for a reply, aren't I? Yes. I think there's no one left that I can ransom. So the rest will just have to be released at the end of the war. And now we have a new duchy out there. We can now create the Duchy of Mudar. And then I suppose in accordance with tradition, find someone to grant the duchy to. I mean, one approach would just be to grant it to one of my claimants on Beroea. Another would be to bring in some convenient dispoleto.
As long as you make sure you've got something for Beroea when you need to land someone.
Let's see if either of my claimants on Beroea look like people I would like to have as my immediate vassals. Oh, the capital of the Byzantine Empire has moved while I wasn't looking.
Often.
I mean, it's moved to Constantinople, which is quite sensible.
Yeah, but I mean, it does move around a lot because of the.
So this guy is pretty terrible. A rather more elderly Thomas Paflagon is slightly better as a vassal. And if I land him, then that will make sure that his heirs, who will probably inherit his claim, at least this one's inheritable, will stay within my realm. So that seems like quite a good plan, actually. Let's make him Duke of Mudar. And all lower titles. He is now Duke Thomas of Mudar. Also, he's the correct religion. Right, so that means I'm now back under my domain limit. I think I just made the decision to issue a declaration of repentance, possibly by accident.
Good. How's the Pope feeling?
Though it's still, oh yes, it's now, that's presumed, yes, I have issued a declaration. Apparently you don't get like a confirmatory dialogue box of that one.
Well, you've sent a note to the Pope, now you have to wait for him to send one back.
Yes.
What's the symbol at the far right of the lot?
My marshal has come back from the war,
So it's that one. Squint.
so we can set him back to doing military research in Jerusalem. So, Gethsemane, how close are we to it's being able to give me a stage 1 was completed in 1163, so it needs another year and a bit before a town is born can work. Oh, plus it has to be upgraded, so I've actually got a spare slot in it, doesn't it? Yes.
So you need to save up some cash.
Yes, let's not spend lots of money now, because a town is born will burn quite a lot by other means. Oh yes, we've got a couple of revolts to deal with, haven't we? It looks like the Bahraini revolt has been dealt with anyway.
Do you want to declare war on the Byzantine Empire at this point, or do you want to wait until they've got a revolt? I mean, you know.
No, I think I should at least wait for the Pope to reply.
Okay, that sounds sensible.
Possibly I should have sent him some money, but
Pay a bit and cheer up your vassals a bit as well.
we've cheered up one of my vassals a bit at least. Duke of Ascalon is now, I think that must mean he's up to -16, yes. -11 indeed. To Queen Answer II of Jerusalem, we have heard your passionate plea for forgiveness, and we are certain that you will be eager to prove the sincerity of your repentance by repealing the ungodly edict that you have imposed to curtail the righteous authority of the Church in your realm.
Which one's that then?
That I have free investiture.
I thought it probably would.
So I can implement papal investiture and have my excommunication lifted, or insist these are my lands and my priests.
Well, the problem is then you have to deal with the excommunication penalty. So
Yes, it does seem to be a fairly vicious penalty, and frankly, there's only one priest I care about. Let's allow that. The price for my absolution is the restoration of papal power over Jerusalem. Once again, the Pope will be the only one with the authority to invest bishops within my own realm. What else was I supposed to do?
sulk, sulk, sulk.
Yes. Lots of not very relevant people. Pinkby says, anti-pope time? Not at the moment. I haven't got free investiture anymore. I mean, I think possibly Jerusalem should at some point break away from Rome. Okay, I thought forming Outremer was dependent on being Christian, but it doesn't appear in the list here, which is interesting. Right, I should probably do some. Yeah, I should probably do something about that. But the revolt's not going anywhere. It can't besiege. The castle there is too big for it to besiege anyway. Everyone's joining a defensive pact against me. That's fine. I still seem to have a pile of people in my. Oh, probably their lieges have all been. Unlanded, haven't they? And thus they've become my vassals instead. Well, possibly if I convert people to Catholicism, the Pope will like me more.
Been unexcommunicated, haven't you?
Yes. Right, there we go. So I don't seem to get any piety for that, which is a pity. But it does get them out of my prison without like having to execute them or banish them. I should have checked if any of them had any money, because then banishment would be better, but they were all random unlanded courtiers already. Oh, the Najidids have actually joined the defensive pact against me. So I clearly did that in the right order. Those ones cannot be ransomed, and we've had them here for 18 years already. Basically, it's no interest from the current Sultan. Well, maybe a later one will. So... Right, and that's cheered up the Pope rather. He now actually has a positive opinion of Answer. What with repentance... Oh, no, he already did. Should improve even further. Yes. Improved relations, repented sins, was given a brewery gift. Have bumped him up to plus 31. So what are the rules on reinstating free investiture then? Right, yes, we're rather limited until 1262. In other words, 50 years before we can reinstate free investiture.
Or, you might die and then your successor can do it earlier, I think.
Yes, probably. So the Byzantine Empire has 29,000 troops. We have 35,000. He is not currently at war, though. Africa is engaged in a minor war and does have only 25,000 troops now.
Maybe take them first then.
Yes.
Provided you don't have a pact or anything, no? Truce, that's the word I'm looking for.
No, not yet. So, right, well, that's a ludicrous set of... so let's see if I can work out... So that's a count directly under the king, right? And that similarly is a count directly under the king. I do not have any personal claim on Africa. So while I have vassals who have claims on the entire kingdom, that would then cause them to become independent of me, which would be unhelpful.
Are those two counties both in the same duchy or nothing that can mean?
They are both part of the Duchy of Arabia, but I already hold the Duchy of Arabia. They're not part of, de facto, they're both direct vassals of the king, because I hold the duchy. Can I do something unutterably stupid and like grant the duchy to King Alaric and then no, I can't. And then have a claim on it and get it back off him. So yes, so I think I have to go. I have to do this I have to take those 2 counties one at a time. I have de jure claims on them because I've got that duchy. Let's leave Marne because it contains Petra. Right, bit brave, going to war with Africa. Organise the rest somewhere vaguely appropriate. Yes, more people joining the defensive pact. Why is that flashing? There's nothing there. Thank you. And there's the Hungarian army busy having fun with what's left of the Najidids. I'd quite like my vassals to start having fun with what's left of the Najidids. Really. Oh, go on, let's threaten the vassal and see what happens. Seems a bit dangerous, but... But Prince Baldwin at least has said he will leave any factions. Let's now go and scheme against Morcar. In Outre-Jourdain. It looks like actually my vassal is about to deal with this revolt. But let's see if we can get there first. Oh, it's mountains. That might be a bit hard with the troops I've got. Also, my vassal seems to have withdrawn. Oh no, his are those ones, aren't they? Well, let's see how it goes. Maybe he's sending some in as well. Oh, he is. Excellent. That'll be fine then. Plus, they're only a rabble of rowdy rebels. They are unlikely to be a serious problem. Yeah, we're going to need slightly more troops down there. Have some new castle walls in Mirabel and Ramallah. Excellent. Let's have a quick look up there. So for quite a lot of money we could upgrade the keep in each of those. But I think I want to save that money for a little bit. Try to get an entire new castle. Which will then put me over my domain limit.
It is the way of the expansionist empire.
Right, we have now dealt with that rebellion. So let's pile that army onto a ship and send it down to Aden. Send it to Zabid. Actually, those two dashed lines probably mean that both Aden and Zabid are connected to Tanjura, don't they?
Can't go to war for two things at the same time. It kind of is. But in CK2 there's a modification that allows you to press all your de jure claims, for instance.
Right, yes.
Which does mean that there's one casus belli, but you can get multiple things from it.
Right, well, we have 8% war score. And our armies haven't even all arrived yet. Some of them don't appear to be moving. Oh, that's the third set of armies that we haven't worked out where to send them to, isn't it? So, Mencia always has our nose in the scriptures. Yes, well, we seem to go for zealous around here. So, yes, get your nose into the scriptures. know why you want to kill her, but I'm not going to try to do anything about it, I don't think. Right, now let's glue them together and let's march on the capital. How badly wrong can it go? Terribly is the answer. But like reinforcements are reasonably nearby. And indeed on their way.
It's a toss-up whether you want to go for taking one of the immediate border counties straight away or not. The supply problem is less acute, but equally you then can end up, if there's a very narrow way in, with pile-up problems.
Yes, well, I'm going after their capital is only 2 counties away from my border, so at the moment I'm going for the capital and the adjacent county, which seems reasonable. Who are you trying to kill? Some random kid who is at least of my dynasty. Let's just say killing people of my dynasty is not appropriate. Oh, it's a somewhat. It's one of his vassals, I think, armies. Not big enough to be a threat. The question is, do I get any war score from beating them?
Sometimes. I've never quite worked that out.
Right, we are now actually successfully besieging something down there. I mean, there's an actual African army, but it has 90 people in it, and hence is not very interesting. Let's not try to arrest one of my dukes right now in the middle of a major war. It looks like this hostile army is coming to say hello, so we may get to have a fight with them anyway. Let's go for the coastal county. It has a higher supply limit. Well, we can send that lot back over and to deal with the rebellion once they've finished their siege in Tajura. Oh well, that's a useful army at least. Let's set this one up with some decent commanders then. Oh, that was quick. So the Battle of Kulzum got me only 2.6 war score. The Lower Crown Authority faction has disbanded. We still need to deal with the Gavelkind Succession faction and the Independence faction. Battle of Sin, yes, got a 0 war score. 24 prestige, but no actual war score. So it looks like only actually African armies
I think unless the vassals
are helpful.
as an ally in the war,
Yes.
they don't count.
So it works all right against tribal realms.
Yes.
During the transfer of power, Anza di Spoleto lost their magnificent painting. I think we may just have inherited a duchy from somewhere. Though I don't know, maybe not a duchy, maybe only a county. No, we haven't increased our domain size.
Barony?
Only got Shaba and Ramallah, which is what I expect. Oh well, somehow I have not gained a magnificent painting. What a pity. Let's make sure that this one has one of my siege leaders in, because we're suffering slight attrition there. So our fort level is now 8.5 in our capital. Duke of Ascalon's opinion of me is at least positive now. So let's send my Chancellor to Outre-Jourdain to improve matters there. A thought wandered across my mind that the territoires d'outre-mer are obviously the ultramarine territories. Well, I don't. People are going to sleep. I don't plan to carry on with this beyond this war. I don't think. Right, Munio Zenones, my nephew, is in need of some tutelage. I'm available. Let's tutor him myself for now. Also, I should find a new commander because I lost one. So I lost indeed one of my. Looks like I lost Fadl. No, Fadl's still there. I lost the other one of my siege leaders. But Duke Baldwin of Baghdad, and he's a siege leader, but he's also only 14 marshal. See how much better than that we can recruit. There's a 24 marshal siege leader out there. Come here, come here. Would you like a county? Don't know about that.
Well, I mean, you might have. Oh no, it's a de jure one, so you probably won't have an effect.
No. It's not a holy war. Munio, I fear my nephew Munio is too cynical for his age. Don't like cynicism.
The Pope certainly doesn't.
Let's turn my new commander Catholic. Then sent him out into the field. Possibly he should be my marshal too. My marshal currently busy? I think he is, yes. I didn't bother bringing him in. I possibly should. Pankratios is now Catholic. He's not heir to anything, is he? No, good. His wife is Countess of Sinope, which is slightly odd. Right, we have finally taken the capital of Africa.
What's your war score?
92%. Elvira Anselmes di Spoleto was supposed to work on her embroidery, but she clearly fancied another kind of pin. Her swordsmanship was not too bad for a girl. I should hope so too, given the family history. So, brave but might get wounded, or not seemly for a woman. Yeah, let's aim for brave. Like, I mean, just is good as well, but oh dear, she became severely injured. Gained the wounded trait, -1 martial for that.
Yeah, that should quickly recover.
%, war score. Pinkby says, not seemly for a woman, would be a bit rich considering. Well, yes. The entire family has a habit of all of its women going to war. We had a female marshal for some time, which is pretty unusual. Right, we're now at 99% war score, and probably capped there, because the war is under 36 months old. It's only indeed 1 year and 2 months old, but he will surrender. So let's ask him for that. Meanwhile, march those guys home because they're not even doing anything. Right, we surrender. Curiously, the terms include Duke Morcar's opinion of Queen Ansa changes. Right, there we go. Everyone can now come home. That lot can go and quickly deal with our rebels. There's that. Might just leave that to our vassals. It's getting there. 90% of the way through stage 3 of Gethsemane. My threat is now up to 56%. I'm going to declare getting rid of this rebellion is part of that previous war. Good. Somewhere else has become Catholic. So you do have some Nestorian bits lying around, which is kind of weird. And some monophysites down there in the territory we just acquired. Can probably stop pestering the Pope to be happier about me. And pull my monophysitism is technically a heresy, isn't it? So let's send him into there to fix that. Yeah, we've got a... All right, the locals are dealing with that one. So I think that's all right. Musa the Drunkard is still the Sultan of the Najidids, so we can't really declare war on him. Plus he is in a defensive pact. He has successfully won a holy war recently. Because like the Najidid Sultanate has this great big lump here in Eastern Europe. Oh, England is England slowly taking some territory back off Scotland? I'm not sure. Ireland appears to be finally starting to unify a bit. The whole of the west coast is now part of Limerick. Oh right, yes, Limerick. Sorry, I had to read it before I could work out what it was.
Limerick.
Yes.
Is there one Munster or no? That's Alodia. Is that Alodia?
So then there's independently Tier Eoghain, Kildare, yes, possible. The Earl of Westmeath, Meath, more of Kildare, and Dublin are all separate.
Green thing up in that's a bit of Africa.
That's Africa, yes.
Right.
Well, they keep inheriting odd bits of Europe. So, like, if you look across the map, there's all these little green flecks, which are African territories that are now elsewhere in Europe, because Africa, like Jerusalem, has high crown authority, so things get inherited into it and don't get out again. And very few people are willing to go to war with Africa. They've only got 29,000 troops now, plus they keep getting distracted by holy wars, because they're not actually attacking anyone very strong, it's just that all their troops are on the wrong side of the Sahara at the moment. So yes, at some point we should take the rest of Marne, but not until we've got Gethsemane into a sensible state. Where's the capital of the Byzantine Empire got to now? No, really, what have you done with your capital, Byzantine Empire? Oh, there it is. Capital of the Byzantine Empire is in Dijon.
Right, that's unusual. It's probably a good time to go to war with it.
I mean, I'm not going to do it tonight, but they're not currently at war with anyone, and they do have 4,000 mercenaries raised. So we might want to wait for them to decide that they don't need those mercenaries. I mean, he is the new Basileus Maurikios II is Orthodox and Greek, which is pretty good. They often aren't. He had a Catholic Byzantine emperor for a while recently. So yeah, we might want to leave them for a short while. Like we do have some -11 vassal opinion penalties at the moment from raising troops for too long. Galilee and Baghdad still are a bit of a mess. Why is he so grumpy? As I discouraged him from factionalism mostly. That's the major special thing he has. Was it Elvira who got injured? Yes, it must have been. No, her. No, it was the one who's my ward, which is Mencia. She seems to be better though, which is nice. So yes, I don't think there's much else to do because everything is just Najdid's Africa and the Byzantine Empire these days. So we'll probably go round to the Byzantine Empire next, and then hope that the Sultan of the Najdid Sultanate dies, and then we can go to war with his successor. So, yes. Fustat is a bit battered.
Stop doing this David impression. I think that'll help.
Right, yes, sorry, people are being distracting around me. So, yes, I think that will be all for tonight, and we will come back maybe on Sunday, unless someone's doing something else, and go to war with the Byzantine Empire, if we can find the emperor in Dijon.
Belgium, man.
No, not Belgium, that's the Pope.
Close. It's pretty close.
Pope's in Belgium, well, modern Belgium anyway. France is still a theocracy.
Mm-hmm.
King Bishop Welf the Wise. Who has reduced fertility, which is probably not a problem for the King Bishop of France.
Probably for the best, really. I mean, otherwise you keep having all these nephews that you keep having to find positions for in the church.
Right, yes, anyway, get on with going to bed, Ben. Right, so good night all, and we will see you later.